Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Catarusa. I was just watching television now. I know there's pertinent things. I know on someone's schedule. In my world, everything happens for a reason. I just never know why. It's been a problem I've suffered from since I was little. I just walk into the moment and then things happen or they don't. So I just turned on the TV and it was METV. And on comes something. It said Hootersville, which I was like, whoa. But it looked very 1800s, like railroad way and those beautiful Victorians with the nice handcrafted railings outside. And I mean, it looked picturesque, let's say. And it was black and white cinematography. For indicative of it was, I arrived 19th century, decade 7-8 years. I'm in century 21, decade 2 plus 1 year, and I am watching something from almost a replica set or scenery for when cinematography or movies were beginning here in North America, in New York in particular, would have been seen. Anyway, so, not that I'm an aficionado or expert on that, whatever. So now, it said Petticoat Junction, which I don't know what that means. Is that referring to a jacket? I don't know what the jacket is in response to, because there was a man with a pair of glasses that looked like this, and then they were clear on the bottom. My grandfather had a pair of those. I think they were called horn-rimmed. HORNRIMED. That was my grandfather, Antonin, from the Albania, Greek, whatever, who had a son in northern Italy, which is now my father, who is now an American and been raised here. Or spent time here in whatever. So now, in this particular episode, I'm watching my grandfather, not the one from elsewhere, but the one that was here. My great-grandfather, Linda tells me, worked for the railroad as an upholsterer. Now, what I don't understand is he had a respectable job with the railroad as an upholsterer, but his great-granddaughter suffered immensely with MS and Lou Gehrig's disease, which is like ALS, almost in a capital punishment kind of a way in the early 1900s. 1900s, she suffered, though, in a time frame that I'm not going to go into at this moment for this purpose. My mom seems to be doing all right, which is her daughter. I, however, am suffering. I don't know if it's under. Now, I was set for special matrimonial with a Thomas Jefferson doppelganger or descendant, for what's on the face of a nickel and how to pair it together in North America, in the state of New York, for when I arrived, with a national monument face carved into the Black Hills in the quartz that are over there. I think they're quartz of some sort, it looks like. I'm not a geologist, so I'm not sure. So now I was set for matrimonial importance at national monumental founding fathers that are not allowed to be their marriages are supposed to be set in stone like they are in the Black Hills. But the state of New York seems to be what the problem is, at some level. I'm not quite sure where in the capitalist system and why I'm being punished. I nothing was supposed to keep Thomas Jefferson's descendant from me and from marrying me as a respectable woman. But yet, for some reason, I've been held in the state of New York under false pretense. A lot of circumstances have happened that are really horrific to have to relive or tell the story of. And I still do not have he by my side, yet I still belong to his matrimonial everything and ceremonial. So what I don't understand is Petticoat Junction, where I live now, which is in this room, was already under attack and under siege. My grandmother suffered from capital punishment. I don't know why. She had 10 children and died a horrific, painful death, almost like what I'm going through now with losing the limbs and losing body function. But she didn't do anything disrespectfully. She raised 10 kids. And so it is really difficult now, 2 generations later. Again, I'm in the state of New York, but I'm in a health problem, which I don't know why I'm being punished. But I know that it's incredibly important because I have a set matrimonial importance, even still, that I never wanted to be held away from. But yet, I have documentation of a license, essentially just as whatever, just like they issue a birth certificate for children, they issued license of some sort. Not that it means anything, because it's while I'm in this capital punishment of some sort that I shouldn't be in. I don't know what happened. I was in the elementary school in Cold Spring Harbor area, Lloyd Harbor area. We took a photo together. There was the Smithsonian. There was beautiful things when I was younger. It was matrimonial. And it was going to be ceremonial. And then I don't know what happened between there till now. That this is some phase that's really, I don't know. I don't have words for. But I don't also know who to tell, because my grandfather's no longer alive. I don't know any of his anything because he was a quiet man, and I'm a quiet woman. I don't even really like talking to Lou. This morning, he was like, "Oh, The Jeffersons was a TV show about moving on up to the east side." And I'm like, uh-huh. And so I'm like, "But Lou," I was like, "Thomas Jefferson's something totally different." And I was like, he was like, "Oh, he died in the 1700s. I said, "Louis, he has descendants. It's a really important feature on the nickel." He's like, "Well, oh, maybe that's Thomas Jefferson. Maybe that's Thomas Jefferson." And I'm like, "Louis, Thomas Jefferson looks like the face on the nickel." I was like, "It's really upsetting to me that you take what I say that what I'm saying in seriousness, that you, for some reason, between sublingual and subliminal, you are completely, inoperative. I mean, you're not understanding me and you're making me seem like the crazy person. This is a problem." So, and then I walked away because it's not all right with me that he constantly dismisses my feelings and my truth as if it's some joke of some sort and that I'm making too much of it. I had a special marriage I was intended for, and that's been withheld from me. And this capital punishment is somehow ensued. I feel like almost like I don't know if there's such a thing they call, like the woman upstairs that just moved in. She calls herself a health broker. That's a really scary thought in a capital punishment kind of a way, especially considering that her and I are not of the same lineage or heritage. But yet, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to keep myself safe. The way that they built this section of the world and that they've been letting it grow has just been so dangerously. But I don't know who. I feel like it's some private market, or maybe now it's the public market with this Wall Street and all this shared experience and wealth and knowledge and stuff. And like nothing is sacred or private anymore, is what it feels like. And it feels like when you want to be sacred and private, everybody just sends you down like a devastating spiral path into making you sound crazy for being something different, or they purposely target you in order to harm you, which is where I feel the state of my health at the moment is, and I don't know why. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Catarusa. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken.